After the major success of Roadhouse starring Conor McGregor, a sequel titled Roadhouse 2 is officially in development, and this time the cast is stacked with even more MMA stars. Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler are set to appear in the upcoming film alongside Tyron Woodley, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and Michael Venom Page. Filming is expected to take place across multiple international locations, including the United Kingdom, Malta, and Georgia. While there's no confirmed start date for production, fans are already speculating whether the film's schedule could delay upcoming fights for the active UFC fighters involved. Interestingly, the project brings together two fighters with a tense history, Poirier and Chandler. The pair previously fought inside the Octagon, and their rivalry included heated exchanges and post-fight tension. Poirier has been outspoken about his dislike for Chandler, calling him fake, and suggesting that while Chandler might be a good person privately, his personal experience with him was negative. Despite this, Chandler revealed in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani that things on the Roadhouse 2 set were surprisingly respectful and professional between the two. Chandler described the experience as cordial, even going as far as saying it was better than expected. He joked that since the filming took place overseas, there was an international peace treaty in effect, meaning whatever conflicts existed back home were left behind once they began working abroad. Chandler emphasized that both he and Poirier operate with a high level of mutual respect and professionalism, recognizing that they were there for a film production, not to rekindle any animosity. He explained that it would have been inappropriate to disrupt a major film set featuring stars like Jake Gyllenhaal and Josh Brolin by engaging in personal drama. Instead, the two fighters focused on their work and even shared a few light-hearted conversations about their past fight and mutual experiences in the sport. Chandler mentioned that being surrounded by fellow fighters such as Woodley, Wonderboy, and MVP helped create a comfortable environment where everyone could bond and share stories from their careers. Chandler went on to praise Poirier, calling him a stud, and expressing genuine respect for him, especially in light of his potential retirement. He said he was happy to see Poirier join the cast and looked forward to working alongside him. Chandler also revealed that the movie features an impressive lineup of actors, including Dave Bautista and Peter Sarsgaard, which has fans excited for what promises to be a high-energy action film filled with talent from both Hollywood and the MMA world. Leon Edwards has outlined his detailed plan to reclaim the UFC welterweight championship. Set to face Carlos Prates on the UFC 322 main card, Edwards expressed excitement about finally fighting a striker again after facing a series of wrestlers in his division. He believes the division is currently wide open and that this fight presents the perfect opportunity to make a strong comeback. Edwards stated that his time off has allowed him to regain focus, reset his mindset, and enter training camp feeling better than ever. Confident and motivated, he says he is in the best shape of his life heading into the fight at Madison Square Garden, an arena he deeply respects and is honored to compete in. According to Edwards, a win over Prates could position him perfectly for another title run. He mentioned that if Ian Gary defeats Bilal Muhammad at the upcoming event, he would like to face Gary next, ideally in March or April, before targeting the world title in the summer. Leon emphasized that his goal is clear: to re-establish himself as the best in the world by taking out rising contenders and proving he still belongs at the top. In his words, he has already fought all the top wrestlers in the division, and now it's time to showcase his striking skills against another elite stand-up fighter. He feels that this matchup allows him to express his full range of abilities, bringing back his natural rhythm and flow inside the octagon. Edwards acknowledged that Carlos Prates has momentum as a new name in the division after his recent finish but remains confident that defeating him will reaffirm Leon's dominance. He also shared his vision for the year ahead, outlining a clear sequence of goals: deliver a spectacular performance at UFC 322, take another high-profile fight in early spring, and secure a title fight by the summer. Edwards believes that whoever performs best between him, Gary, and Muhammad will earn the next title shot, and he is determined to make sure that opportunity is his. Leon concluded by expressing gratitude and motivation to perform at Madison Square Garden, calling it one of those legendary arenas that fighters dream about. Focused, prepared, and hungry for redemption, he is determined to deliver a statement win, reminding the world why he was once champion, and why he plans to be champion again soon. Eric Trump recently made headlines when he appeared on the Nelk Boys podcast and shared his enthusiasm for the rumored UFC White House card. During the conversation, Eric expressed that he would love to see two of the sport's biggest stars, Jon Jones and Conor McGregor, featured on the event. The idea of hosting a UFC event at the White House has already generated widespread buzz, but Eric Trump's comments added a new layer of excitement and speculation to the discussion. When asked who he would like to see compete at such a historic event, Eric immediately mentioned Jon Jones, emphasizing that Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time and that it would be fitting for him to appear on such a monumental card. Eric referenced a recent tweet from Jones, in which he shared an image of his championship belts displayed on a wall, with one empty spot left, hinting that he might have one more big fight before retiring. Trump suggested that if there was ever a perfect occasion for Jones to make his return, it would be the White House event, calling it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for both the fighter and the UFC. He also spoke highly of Conor McGregor, stating that he believes McGregor will definitely be part of the card. Eric mentioned that he has gotten to know McGregor personally and described him as a great guy with incredible charisma and unmatched star power. According to Eric, the energy and talent currently within the UFC make this the perfect time for such an event, and having names like McGregor and Jones would elevate it to an unprecedented level. Eric Trump's excitement reflects the growing intersection between sports, entertainment, and politics, as a UFC event at the White House would be unlike anything seen before. The concept alone has fans imagining dream matchups and unforgettable moments that could bring together iconic figures from both the athletic and political worlds. He concluded by saying that the UFC is full of incredible talent right now, with fighters at the peak of their careers and others on the verge of legendary comebacks. Bringing them together for a White House card, in his view, would showcase the sport's evolution and global appeal. Eric's comments have sparked debates across social media about whether the event could actually happen and which fighters deserve to represent the UFC on such a historic stage. Israel Adesanya recently hosted welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena on his YouTube channel, where the two discussed JDM's upcoming title defense against Islam Makhachev. During their conversation, both fighters acknowledged Islam's well-rounded abilities, with Adesanya going as far as to say that Makhachev's striking is more refined and technically superior to that of former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Adesanya began by praising Della Maddalena's rise through the welterweight ranks, calling him an exciting addition to a division that needed fresh energy. He noted that being matched up against Islam right away was a bold move by the UFC, but one that also reflected the organization's respect for Makhachev's skill and dominance. Adesanya explained that while some might see the matchup as risky, it actually made sense since the UFC views Islam as capable of achieving double champion status, just as Alexander Volkanovski once attempted. When asked about his thoughts on Islam's development as a fighter, Adesanya was quick to point out how much Makhachev has evolved over the years. He emphasized that Islam's striking has significantly improved, saying he has better and cleaner striking than Khabib. According to Adesanya, Makhachev's stand-up game includes a wider variety of weapons, sharper timing, and more composure compared to Khabib's relentless, pressure-heavy approach. He noted that Islam doesn't rush his attacks but instead picks his moments with precision, making him a more complete and dangerous mixed martial artist. Jack Della Maddalena agreed, adding that Islam's progression from his early UFC fights to his current championship form is remarkable. He acknowledged that moving up to welterweight could make Islam even stronger and potentially faster, given that he wouldn't have to endure such intense weight cuts. Della Maddalena described Islam as a powerful and intelligent fighter who has mastered both grappling and striking, making him one of the most complete competitors in the sport today. At the same time, JDM expressed confidence in his own abilities, explaining that while many people view his matchup with Islam as a classic striker versus grappler scenario, he sees it differently. He believes Islam's striking is underrated, but he also believes he has the tools and strategies to handle the wrestling exchanges and create openings to get back to his feet when needed. Della Maddalena concluded by saying he's excited to test himself against someone as skilled and respected as Islam, viewing it as the perfect challenge to prove that he truly belongs among the elite. Former UFC fighter Casey Kenny has been sentenced to 6 months in county jail after pleading guilty to a reduced charge in a domestic violence case. The 34-year-old, whose last fight took place in 2021, initially faced several serious charges, including kidnapping, multiple counts of assault, and disorderly conduct. These charges stemmed from an incident in July 2024 involving his ex-girlfriend. As part of his plea agreement, Kenny's sentence includes 180 days in jail beginning on October 30th, along with several other legal and rehabilitative conditions aimed at addressing the situation and preventing future offenses. In addition to serving time, Kenny is required to complete a domestic violence offender treatment program and a substance abuse rehabilitation program. He will remain on probation for 3 years, during which he must comply with strict terms that include having no contact with the victim and paying all associated fines and court fees. The court also addressed a separate case involving drug paraphernalia, which Kenny pled down as part of the overall agreement. For that offense, he was placed on supervised probation for 2 years and ordered to complete 100 hours of community service as well as continued substance abuse treatment. Kenny's legal troubles mark a dramatic downturn in the career of a fighter who once showed significant promise in the UFC's bantamweight division. Known for his grappling and competitive spirit, Kenny had built a solid reputation during his early run with the promotion. However, his final 2 bouts ended in close split decision losses, first to former champion Dominic Cruz and then to rising contender Song Yadong. Those defeats ultimately led to his release from the UFC roster, after which Kenny largely stepped away from the sport. The details of his legal case have drawn public attention and concern from fans who remember his potential as an athlete. Domestic violence cases involving professional fighters often highlight the ongoing discussion within the combat sports community about accountability, personal conduct, and mental health support for athletes after their competitive careers slow down or end. While Kenny's sentence ensures that he will face legal consequences, it also includes opportunities for rehabilitation through treatment and counseling programs designed to address the underlying issues that contributed to his behavior. As of now, Casey Kenny's future in professional fighting remains uncertain. With his sentence, probation terms, and rehabilitation requirements in place, his focus will likely shift toward fulfilling his legal obligations and rebuilding his life outside the octagon.